I never thought that my mom would die. As a kid, I imagined her always being there. Like she had always been. And then as we get older, we realize that things happen. Death is a part of life. By no means do I want to convey that I wish she was still here. I guess in my heart, as hard as it is to say, when she left, I was happy. Because she didn't have to be in pain anymore. She did not deserve to have that happen to her. She didn't deserve that. She was always such a good person to everyone. Anyone that knew her knew how beautiful of a human being she was. So I have moments that I don't really understand why. But then I have moments when I think she was always trying to teach me something. Always trying to make me a better human. And in some crazy way, I feel like she said, you can do this. This is your path. You have to tell my story. You have to advocate for people. You have to show the emotion that you have inside of you. This is such a terrible thing. But I refuse to make it a negative thing. I want to be happy. So does everyone else. I live my life now for her. And I'm so thankful for everything. Hi. It really had something to do with starting this whole kind of idea. Hey everyone. So I wanted to talk a little bit and go into more detail about my mom and how much that has affected me up until this point. Just go right into it. About 2 years ago, my mom, I think it was her last visit here. I just moved into a new place and her mouth started hurting. She had some pain through here. You know, she's never one to complain ever. So we just thought, it was a tooth thing. So then she goes in to get the tooth removed, and then 2 weeks later she gets a call that the dentist is going to send tests out to UCLA and that he wanted her to come back in so that he can do a biopsy. So, even with all this happening, I, didn't know that my family kind of talked about it a little. They talked about how it could be, but it probably isn't cancer. So me being me, I just always the positive. I feel like for most of my life, I'm talking in such a positive way because I don't want to be in a negative place. But anyway, so they send the biopsy off, and then I think about a week later, I was waiting, hadn't heard anything. I talked to, since I was a kid, I talked to Mom every single day. I mean, we called every single day. And she called me. It was her, my and Cindy. They called me to say that they got the test results and that she had cancer. Still in that moment, I felt like she was gonna beat this. I mean, I've known so many people to have cancer and that are just beating it. So in my mind, I thought, she's got this. And then it just consumed her. She's the strongest person I've ever known. And to see her go through that was just the hardest thing. My mom is the most amazing person. And we'll get back to the story, but I just want to go back a little bit on who she was. It's still so hard for me to talk about because it wasn't supposed to happen, and it did. So growing up, it was me, my mom, and my Aunt Elaine. I lived with them. They raised me. In addition to my Aunt Cindy, I got raised by the most amazing women. I'm so thankful for all of that. So when I post this, it's just like I'm all over the place, Eventually I'll be able to get this all out and we can keep onto this topic, but I was raised by the three of them, and they were simply the most, in my mind, my heart, the most wonderful human beings. My mom was my light. She was my rock. She was so independent, and she was so strong. Always. She was strong until she got sick, and even when she was sick, she was strong. She believed. And she held on to her ability to believe that she was going to get past that. I want to talk more, but I think that it's time to take a little break. We'll pick this up next time. Thank you guys so much. I hope this video made you feel something, because that's why I'm doing this. I think that's enough for now. Subscribe down below. And hopefully this video makes you think about what's important to you, who's important to you, how you're spending your time. Because that's the whole point. This is what we want. We want to be happy. Even if we're down, let's figure out a way. We're all here together. Right? Thumbs up. Or down. I hope that this video made you feel something. I guess I would have to say what I miss most about her. And there's many things, so I'm just gonna say two, but they're the most. The most important. Every time I would see her, she would touch my face. And just the way she looked at me.